Good afternoon, folks. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I would love for this channel to get kicked out to more of your friends, maybe family, and yeah, just trying to build a little channel here. Um, Hopefully everyone had a great weekend, and we're back to it on Monday. All right, I wanted to get right into it with a just a little reminder, if you will, about personal finance. Something to keep in note, and I don't know, maybe you hear this a lot, maybe you don't, but at the end of the day, you take you with you. So it's important that you understand you got to track your money, where it's going, who it's going to, what you got out there, because the purpose of my channel is to help you buy your first investment property and to get into the real estate game. And the only way to do that is you need capital. The way to get capital, the quickest way to get capital, in my opinion, is to save it. And you hear a lot about people saying, "Oh, don't save your money because you're going to lose. It's losing value every time you save," which they're not wrong, but you need some personal capital to at least get you started. And that's going to just come over saving over time. There's nothing exciting about it, nothing boring about exhilarating about it, but I promise you, when you get that first property and you get everything operating and going and it's seasoned, that just means that it's if the rents were low or if there was some deferred maintenance, you got that taken care of, raise rents to market rate or whatever. You're just going to look that much better on paper and let that start cash flowing, and then the money that property generates can go to your savings. And it's, think of it as another person or another thing helping you build that economic power. So one of the things that I like to do, and this is honestly probably, in my opinion, the best time to do it, because it kind of goes over your you can look at a lot of history from what you've done over the year, and then you can also look at, see if you've made more income than you thought. And that's a good time to start thinking about, okay, I need to tighten down my monthly expenses, live on less than you make. I'm preaching to the choir, I know I am, but these are things that absolutely work. And they work for me and are working for me. One of the things that I like to do, look at your last 3 months of your bank statements and just see the transactions. Don't even calculate anything. Don't worry about any transactions, maybe even overdrafts. Don't beat yourself up over it. But right now, this is a time where you can start getting the education piece to it, to where you start to see, okay, I'm making this much every month, looks like, and you can just see what's coming out. And then as you do that, just take tally. I don't know, maybe it's easier if you could just get, maybe a pink highlighter, green highlighter, and a yellow highlighter, and you can designate them how you see fit. But maybe your pink highlighter is all your subscriptions that come out every month. Maybe your yellow highlighter is all of your money you spend on food, and then maybe your green highlighter is everything you spend on gas. I mean, those are like the big ticket items that most of us have that we're unaware of. And just tally them up. Honestly, I'm not saying you have to do it that way. I'm just trying to give you, an easy base level understanding of what you could do to kind of maybe track your finances. But once you get a handle on what's my income coming in, which that's probably the easiest, right? Because most of us get paid every other week or once a month. What's my income coming in? Okay. And then what's my minus my outgo, and whatever's remaining there, that's going to give you a lot of information, right? Because then you can say, okay, I have maybe $1,500 that's sitting there every month. But maybe you didn't realize it. Maybe you realize, man, I'm spending, I don't know, I'm over $500 on food, over on food. So if you budgeted $500 for the month and let's just say you hit 1,000. Okay, well, maybe you say, wow, I'm really like maybe eating out a lot. Maybe I'm, drinks and all this other stuff or whatever. Maybe I'm spending more than I need to. And you say, okay, I just need to make a conscious effort to scale it back, right? Maybe you could look at some of your subscriptions and say, okay, maybe I have 5 things open, and I think that might be generous, right? I think most of us probably have 8 or 9. So maybe you say, maybe I only need 3. Maybe I haven't even watched this one for a year, so I can let that go. Netflix, Amazon, Disney, I don't know. Figure out what makes sense for you. And to start dwindling, wow, can't talk, it down to simplifying it so that you're creating more discretionary income every month so that you can invest that money. And invest it by saving in it front and then using that chunk of cash to buy a property or, pay off debt. If you do have debt, you can use that money every month to pay down your debt, right? That's another way to do it. And that's kind of like a damn Dave Ramsey-esque, and saving $1,000, living on less than you make, all those traditional kind of things, which honestly, they do work. I can't argue on that. I don't think anyone can. They're like living on less than you make. Maybe you don't go on as many trips or vacations or whatever until you're out of debt. Maybe you say you want to reward yourself with a big trip, like international trip, once all your debt is paid off, right? Have at it. Sky's the limit. But I think 2025 is going to be a lot of it's going to be, what I'm hearing anyway from a lot of economists, is that 2025 is going to be a repeat of 2024. If we learned anything from 2024, it's been like a roller coaster ride. So my take on it is, as a real estate investor, I have to look at that and say, okay, let me just get my house in order. Meaning, let me get my personal stuff together. Let me look at my debt, all my liabilities, because that's what debt is. It's a liability. Can't talk this afternoon. And let me get that taken care of and squared away so that's not on my back. And that way, I end 2025 stronger, right? Because think about it. Halfway, come June of next year, if you got on a plan and you stuck to it and you decided to pay your debt off, you're going to be 50% the way. And that's going to, every time you pay something off or pay it off or pay it down even, you're going to feel that much better every single month. I promise you. Just getting them little ankle biters off of you, living on less than you make, not trying to impress people that you don't know, it's going to feel a lot better. So my advice is to try and get your personal finances under control so that you can have a successful 2025. And that's what I'm going to be doing in this fall, is doing everything that I already mentioned to you. So hopefully this was helpful to you. This is not sexy. It's not, what do you call it? News breaking, you know what I mean? This is just, or breaking news rather. This is just standard good practice to do every year and quarterly. Check in quarterly just to see how you're doing. I hope this was helpful. Take care and don't forget to subscribe.